Okay, so they're my hydrangeas and I've got them set up in front of my light pad. This is from Huion. I'll put the link in below, and I've got it on power. I can turn it up or down depending on what I want to do. I've also got, if I turn it around, I do have some very diffused window light coming in through there. I also have my video light, which I will actually use to throw a little bit of fill light onto my hydrangeas, because I have got them backlit, but I also need to give just a little bit of fill light as well. Okay, so putting my light on and having my video light, so you can see how dark that is without a little bit of fill light. And then if I turn the fill light round a little more, you can see how much that's throwing onto it. So I've just been doing it that way. I've got my beautiful hydrangeas just sitting on a table. I've got my light box behind. So I'm just going to see, I do have it just propped up on a couple of boxes because I needed it to be a little bit higher. And I've just been shooting away, and I've got some shots I will show you without my fill light and with my fill light. So you can get some quite dramatic shots without the fill light, but if you really want to capture the details on the flowers, then you probably need to use the fill light as well as shooting with the light box behind. Of course, I could use it with a window, or I could set this up in front of a softbox and shoot it that way, but I really like the softness that I get from the light pad. So these are the images that I've got in Lightroom. So that's my background setup. So you can see the Huion light pad in behind, and I just had it here. I've just got it on one box, but I think I ended up putting it on, I put a flash box under it as well, just to lift it a little bit higher. This is just ambient light. As you can see, quite a lot of shadow here. I don't even think I had the light turned on. So this was just ambient light. Then I had the light pad turned on, and you can see this beautiful glow that sort of emanates around it. So if I come into lens corrections, it's got a little bit of a blue edge there. So if I remove that chromatic aberration, sometimes that can sort of help fix that. It always happens when you're working with high contrast. So we've got a lot of color here, and then we've got the white in the background. So this is just a little more pulled back version. So this was without the fill light. You can see where it's quite dark here. Yes, I've still got some light coming through, but the flowers are quite dark, and that's why just having a little bit of fill light. So here's another version. So I've got, sure, there's light coming in from the window to the left, but if I just pop in a little bit of fill light, and I didn't even have my light turned on there, so just working my way through. And then I decided I've still got the light pad in the background, but I loved the details of the hydrangeas themselves with the fill light. So I took some images of those, and then this one I've got the beautiful light pad lighting it up. I've got the fill light creating gorgeous color. Just because it's high key, it doesn't mean it can't have color, although a lot of people do tend to do just black and white, or they have it so desaturated. And if I wanted to, I could go and do a black and white version, which is still quite striking. I could also, if I wanted to, just really desaturate it, but I love the pop of colour. But that could be just me, just working my way through, playing around, just getting some details. If I had a larger light pad, or even if I used the window, I could have done the whole of the hydrangeas in the vase. But because this is only an A3 size, it was a little limiting, but overall I was pretty happy with what I got. I also dropped down to 2.8, and I was only shooting the back petals, but this actually was a little bit too blurry and I found it a bit distracting. So I wasn't a big fan of these shots. The shots that I did really love, which is this one in particular, I was shooting on f9, so I'm getting detail pretty much all the way through. I was on ISO 100 and shooting at 62mm on my 28 to 75mm lens. I could have switched over to my macro, but I didn't in the end. And I was shooting on a tripod, so my 1/13 of a second shutter speed is not an issue. The Huion light pad just gives this beautiful white glow without it being way too harsh, so it's a fabulous resource to use for high key images like this.